Hello and welcome to my channel. This is the Crafts Beautiful magazine, issue 371 that my husband picked up for me. Now, sorry for not being around for the past week, but my daughter's been rather ill in hospital and I've been helping out with a little one who's only 7 weeks old and looking after my daughter. These are the rare earth stamps that came free with the magazine. My husband picked it up because he knows I like the Lavinia stamps and the silhouette stamps, and he thought I might enjoy this. Whilst I must say they're very nice stamps, I still prefer my Lavinia. So I'm just going to give you a quick flick through the magazine, and then I'm going to do a couple of makes from the magazine. I don't tend to buy this magazine because other than paper crafts I can do a bit of cross stitch, but I don't use a sewing machine or knit or crochet, so a lot in here won't be done by me. However, there was a couple of things that I found quite interesting. You'll see me point them out as I go through. I thought the flowers were quite pretty and I might give that a go. It's always nice to have a puzzle. I don't sew, not something I've ever mastered, so wish I could though. And don't forget, if you like this sort of content, please hit the subscribe, like and leave me a comment. It really helps my small channel to grow and reach more people. Thank you. Some lovely viewers cards there. Beautiful little jumper there. And I quite like these crochet crescent moons, but I don't crochet. And that was it for the magazine. Just one more quick look at the stamps, and now we'll get on to making this one here, which I quite liked. So this is just a piece of Crafter's Companion stamping card, 14 centimeters by 10 centimeters, and these are my brush show inks, which I have put in a Lavinia pixie pot with a little water, turns them into watercolours. That's a 1/2 inch brush, came from the works I believe. Now I've just gone to fetch some water because I realised I didn't have any. I should have let this dry between each colour, or left a little more gap. As you'll see, the blue runs, but it doesn't spoil the effect, I don't think. These can be left to air dry. I only used my heat tool because it was the first attempt at making this and I wanted to get a video up for you to see just how simple these were to work with. I've had a request from a couple of viewers now to do voiceovers, so I've decided to start doing some voiceovers Unfortunately I can't do a voiceover whilst I'm filming because I have 4 dogs, and if they hear a noise they will suddenly start barking and it will just cause all problems with editing out the noise, etc. So here's the finished panel. Just going to give it a quick blast with my heat gun. This must be 10 years old, this heat gun. Something I didn't sell when I gave up crafting 6 years ago. For those of you that don't know, I only got back into my crafting about October last year. Discovered it was something I really couldn't live without and something I'd missed. And that YouTube and doing these videos would give me a reason to do my crafting, because there's no money to be made in selling cards, which is what I was doing previously. And a little shop in our local town. I absolutely love splattering paint. I don't love finding it all everywhere afterwards, but it's my favourite thing to do. That fan brush also came from the works, I believe. If not, it was Create & Craft. Because that is how I amassed all my crafting stuff back that I'd sold, by using the OpenPay that they don't have anymore. Just another quick blast with a heat tool, and then we'll get on to stamping. I decided to use my Hunky Dory stamping press because I wasn't sure how the stamps would stamp, which they actually stamped fine. And as I'd grabbed the Memento ink, and I usually use the VersaFine Clair Nocturne, I wasn't sure how that would go with the stamps, but it worked perfectly. My only complaint about the Hunky Dory stamping tool is I would like more magnets, but I know I can purchase more, because sometimes if you've got quite a sticky stamp it can pull your card up, and if you don't know exactly where you had it positioned you'll try and stamp over again to get a clearer image and you'll end up double stamping. I have actually got some small magnets somewhere I could use, but they're in that safe place and I haven't come across them yet. Does everyone else have a safe place where they put stuff and then totally forget where they put it, or is that just me? I tend to blame it on my fibro fog, but I'm not sure I can blame fibromyalgia for that one. Now I'm just taking off the other 2 stamps and just starting with the main image. Just because the butterfly is such a solid image, I know that's going to need several stamps, and I don't want to risk ruining the others. But as you'll see, it only took 2 stamps and the others only literally took 1, so really couldn't complain. They are nice stamps, but Rare Earth is, other than I think I have their watercolour paints, is not some stamps I own, and I must admit I'm a huge Lavinia fan. See, the butterfly's just slightly patchy, and just literally 1 more stamp and it just solved that. Words were so intricate, and literally just 1 stamp and they came out perfectly. I quite like this topper, I suppose you'd call it, all ready for a card. I tend to make toppers rather than wasting card blanks. Then I have a load to flick through when I need a card for someone. but I found this was so easy to do, and I honestly think it's something you could get your children or grandchildren to do if they like crafting. That took no time at all. Now I'm going to have a go at doing one of the panels. I want to see how the ink splats work. This is the Charming Pink VersaFine Clair. If I thought about it, I could have got just 2 different shades out. I have all of them that are currently out, I believe, but I chose to just do second stamping, which gives you a lighter shade and works perfectly fine. Just twisting the stamp around so it looks more random, because you don't want it to look uniform when you're trying to interpret something that would never come out uniform. Don't forget to leave me a comment. I always try and get back to people, and I always appreciate it, whether it be something you'd like me to change or something you didn't like, or whether you really liked it. You know, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong if people aren't telling me. There we go, there's the ink splat image, which I think would actually make a great look for like a graffiti card for a teenager. Some big blocky letters on saying happy birthday or something. I think that would be a quick and simple card for a teenager. But this one I'm going to do like the I think they're more like a vine and have them coming down from the top, and some words, and then the little butterflies and dragonfly. Never stop believing. I think that's quite a nice sentiment for a card. Have to go and find a bigger stamping block now. Now I'm just going to grab my VersaFine Clair ink in Nocturne. I know they'll play nicely together then. This stamp reminds me of vines, although in the magazine they've used it going up as if it's wildflowers or whatever, which it definitely could be. I liked it to give it like the vine look. That's stamped really nicely and easily. Now I've just been too lazy to get a slightly bigger stamping block out and just making that fit on the tiny one. But it worked. It's stamped beautifully first time. Again, I could have stamped all this in a darker shade of pink or a purple, but I chose to just put the black on it and play safe. And there you go, simple panel. I chose to stop there because I had other things to do around the house. Unfortunately, housework waits for no one. And there you go. I think for £6.99 for the magazine, I think it's a great buy. Thank you for watching. Lots of love to you all. Bye bye.